Hello, I'm Full Paragon, and this is the tier list update for December 2022. We'll kick things off with the two new characters that we've gotten in the past few months. The first is Meru, or Mel if you want to be boring. She is really only good on her OG card, but that's the one we got. It's an amazing card. It has a lightning typed alt with a very important tier 2 agility buff, and as we've seen lately, that combined with her resistant shred is enough to see some use off element. She's going to be a staple in lightning for a very long time, to the point that she still is in Japan. Vanir is also very strong, although unlike Meru, he's much more worth investing in because he will have multiple good cards. His first card also has an earth typed alt, along with a very nice 6-second cooldown cut. He's going to see a lot of use in Earth Arena for quite some time, and he will be getting much better new cards, so getting his affinity up is definitely something that's worth doing. Both of these characters are going to be going into the S tier and are very much worth using on your team. As for the other banners, we got PJ Komeko, who is incredibly bad because Komeko has 4 alts. She will go into the C tier. I also won't be reviewing the 3-star welfare units or the ones that have been added to the gacha, as they just aren't worth using anymore. We're at a stage in the game where 4 stars more and more are the only cards worth using. Casino Whiz takes on the challenge of destroying the gambling industry by providing them with extremely poor ideas. However, as a unit, she's actually fairly decent. She'll see some use with Vanir for now. I don't think she's going to move out of the B tier, even though she's seeing a lot of use this arena. In future arenas, I think she will just not mesh well enough with the team, but that remains to be seen, and I'm open to moving her up to A tier. As for the Yakuta banner with Union and Komeko, Union is quite strong. She's going to be on and off meta. She has a really good kit with cooldown cut, and for now she's going to be in a lull, and she won't work that well with Ein, so she might drop down to B tier when Overlord comes out, but over time she'll improve. She's especially good with Festival Aru, who is quite a ways off, but when she does drop, she and Union are going to be Tomodachi and will go together quite well, so she'll be in A tier. As for Komeko, as I mentioned, most of her cards are going to wind up low ranked because of her awful alts. This is no exception, she'll be in C tier. As for the Arabian banner, which is the boring banner for boring people, Light Mitsurugi did see some use, and he's going to be in A tier, but only for a little while. As soon as Overlord drops, he's going to completely fall out of the meta and never come back. As for Melissa, she never is going to see much use. Tier 1 weakness just isn't good enough. She started in B tier, and it is in B tier. She will remain for the rest of her game time. As for the 500-day festival units, Megamine is really great. She's an upgrade to any other Fire Megamine, largely because of her typed basic, which lets her charge her ultimate faster than any other. Plus, she has an amazing 9% team buff to Crimson Demons. If you're not using Maid Megamine, you're using her. She goes into the S tier, and she's going to dominate Fire Arena for quite some time. As for Wiz, she has a good kit, but she doesn't work with Godqua or the rest of the Water Trio, as that is the most powerful combination of any element in the game right now. If you don't work with them, you just don't work. She's going to go into B tier and will rarely, if ever, see any usage. As to the individual elemental lists, as you can see, fire is still kind of mixed, but I think that might change pretty quickly here. We just need to see what's going to shake out in the next Fire Arena, but I have a feeling that those Crimson Demon steroids are going to be too much, and that Megamine, Union, and Komeko are going to utterly dominate the scene. They are kind of slow though, so I could still see some usage for a character who could give them an agility buff or perhaps some cooldown cut, but I think them and Wizmas will be our new top meta overlords in Fire Arena for some time to come. As for the water meta tier list, it's going to continue to look like this. The water trio at the top, everyone else below them. The only reason that Iris, 3-star Mitsurugi, and Lee are worth talking about is they can be run in the last slot. In every single other water arena, you will run those 3 front, and if you don't have them, you're probably not getting into the top 1k. That will remain the case for quite some time to come. Similarly, Lightning has established who the meta characters are in Festival Kazuma and Meru. Whoever works well with them is going to be whoever shows up in the top of the meta. I think we're going to see Union and El Cielo completely drop off this tier list as soon as we get 1, possibly 2 more good physical Lightning units, and from now on it will be the Kazuma and Meru show, enlightening as they are just too strong to stop. The only thing they really need is a good tier 3 physical attack buffer, and they will continue to rule the meta for some time to come. As for Wind, Aiz is just too strong to stop. She goes extremely well with Godqua, and that's why there's not really any other meta Wind units. You will of course use Idle Kazuma with Aiz to milk the most out of her insane damage potential, but she just really needs a pocket healer, and Godqua is the best pocket healer. Iris works pretty good in the last slot, but an ideal game plan, Aiz never dies and neither does Balzama, while Godqua keeps them alive. Expect that not to change anytime soon. Earth is in a state of flux right now. Will it go over to mages, or will physical make a comeback in it? I might need to bump Casino Wiz up to A tier, but for now I'll leave her down in B tier. We'll give it one more arena to see where she shakes out. Still, Vanir is here to stay, he's quite good, and Onsen Mel will continue to be an amazing unit to pair with him. We'll see what happens after we get our next Earth banner and where things stand from there. Light and the meta in general continues to be ruled by ReZero Megamine, and that won't change until they directly nerf Megamine by changing how elemental resistance works. That's still a few months off at least, so Megamine continues to remain at the top. Bestia Aqua and Festival Darkness are the real highlights in the light meta right now, but that will change once we get Overlord, probably in February, and Shell Tier takes over things there. When she shows up, she'll knock down mages completely, along with Mitsurugi, who doesn't work well with her. But again, that's a month or two away, so we'll still be able to see the current meta for at least one more arena, I think. Just like Light, Dark is waiting for the Overlord banner, where Papa Bones will be taking over the Dark tier list, and anyone who doesn't work with them will go down, such as Arabian Amy, and those who do will be going up. Still, I don't expect the Overlord collab until February at the earliest now. We'll have to wait and see on that one. I have no new information on it, only to say that it has been delayed and it should come shortly after the Halloween banner, which will probably arrive in January now. Still, for the meantime, I think we will continue to see mages rule and physical drool in Dark alone. That brings us to the overall tier list, starting off with the losers. The biggest loser of all is of course Dust, who, even when he gets his festival card, will completely fail to make a splash in the meta. Poor Dust. More and more we're going to see units filtering down here as the game continues to experience the typical power creep you see in a gacha game like this, and original 4-star units lose their luster and are replaced by new ones. And here are the best of the best. You'll notice that the top of the meta is pretty much dominated by Resistant Shred units. Resistant Shred is the new metagame, and when we get more Resistant Shred units, they will really shine. Expect to see Maid Leah probably in January or February. She will absolutely be a triple S tier unit, as she is by far the best of the Resistant Shred units. The other top meta units are ones that work well with them. The meta has been fairly stable for the last few months, and I don't expect to be upended until we get that change to elemental resistances and get a new wave of bosses that encourage different gameplay and mechanics. When that'll happen, I can't say for sure, so I will update you when I know more. That's the video. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, check out my 12 Days of Christmas video. It is a Konosuba parody of the 12 Days of Christmas. I put a lot of work into it, and I think it's pretty funny, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. I will, of course, have more Konosuba Fantastic Days videos and guides, although I'll be going on vacation over the Christmas holidays and won't be doing any streaming. Take care and have a very Merry Christmas yourself, and be thankful we're not getting Festival Chris just yet.